It's not. Tomorrow, the Senate's set to begin considering the new House-passed legislation providing billions in aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. The package also includes a measure that would ban TikTok in the U.S. if owner ByteDance doesn't sell its stake. President Biden said he'll sign the measure. Now, joining us now, Florida Republican Congressman Byron Donalds, a member of the Financial Services Committee. He voted against the Ukraine portion of the aid, and it's. I don't know whether we were ever able to get you on, Congressman, before. I've wanted to have you on. I've seen you at the Correspondents' Dinner last year, said hello, and asked you to come on. But it's great to have you on, and I want to hear your side of things on Ukraine. And there are factions in the Republican Party that are diametrically opposed on what the right move is. Why did you vote against it?
Well, first, it's good to be with you. I'll say, as somebody who worked in finance for almost 20 years, it's actually pretty cool to be on Squawk Box, watch you guys for a long time. But when it comes to Ukraine, the issue in our conference has been very simple. We have said up until last week's vote, or until Saturday's vote, frankly, that money for Ukraine should be tied in some way to securing the southern border, that America does have national security problems. And they start here in the United States with what Joe Biden has allowed. So if you're going to send more money to Ukraine on top of the $114 billion that has already gone to Ukraine in prior supplementals, then simply secure the southern border. If Joe Biden had done that, then there would have been much more support from Republicans with respect to what's happening in Ukraine. Nobody wants to see Putin take the country. There are many other national security implications of that. But at the same time, you cannot ignore the crisis that has imperiled New York City and every other city and state in our country simply because Joe Biden and the Democrats want open borders. We want to put a stop to that. Unfortunately, the package didn't do that.
I mean, you could see the other side. Democrats could it just doesn't seem linked. The two things don't necessarily seem linked. And if philosophically, and I'm not sure what the real philosophical viewpoint should be on Ukraine, but philosophically, if you think this is something akin to what was happening in the 1930s and 1940s, and that Poland is next on Putin's list, there would be no doubt, philosophically, if you believe that, it would have nothing to do with the border. That would be like the Democrats saying, we want this, but only if we get, abortion. I don't know, whatever, pick whatever issue you want. They don't seem necessarily to be linked.
My response to you, Joe, is in Washington, things are never linked. What happens in Washington all the time is that deals are cut based upon leverage and the ability to count votes. So you use every legislative tool at your disposal to accomplish your means. There have been many bills that have gone through Capitol Hill where there are two diametrically opposed subjects, but they were put together in order to get the votes for it to become law. We all know this. So to ignore the reality of security for our nation while you're providing for security for other nations, as far as I'm concerned, does not make sense at all. So the fact that you're talking about security, whether it's here at home or abroad, those are linking subjects. But look, at the end of the day, this is the package that the speaker and the leadership put on the floor. That's why you had a majority of Republicans, 112 of us, vote against funding to Ukraine. Because we had been told by our leadership, and frankly, we had been telling the American people that there was not going to be more Ukraine aid unless our border was secured. That ended up not being the case.
Will Speaker Johnson be able to survive I don't know what I would say long term, but that means till the weekend in the House these days. You were almost, I think your name was thrown in there. You don't want it. Why would anyone want it at this point? But you think Speaker Johnson survives all this, Congressman?
I do. I think cooler heads are going to prevail on Capitol Hill. It's been a very contentious time period, especially over the last month or so, but definitely over the last 6 to 8 months. But I think Speaker Johnson's going to remain. Look, we're going to finish out this Congress, and then everybody's going to kind of take a beat, go campaign, figure out how the elections shake out, and then go on from there.
Do you know if you're still on the short list for Veep for Donald Trump or for former President Trump? Do you know?
Oh, you're going to go right to the hard stuff. Okay. I mean, look,
you watch
honestly,
the show. You said you've seen it. You're not a first-time viewer.
I mean, I don't know. I think that's something that the president and his team is going to work through. I've been very clear that whatever the President Trump decides to do, I'm going to be fully supportive of because I just want to win and get our country on track. There's a lot of fiscal issues, a lot of security issues, a lot of policy issues that we have to address. They're hurting Americans all through our country. And so, we just want to get it fixed. So whatever the president decides to do, I fully support.
Well, as I said, I've wanted to have you on for a long time, and it was good to have you on today, Congressman. And maybe we'll see you again this week in person. Maybe that's a possibility. Is that a possibility?
Oh, no, you won't see me this year. I got stuff to do. I think I'm going to be in Arizona, so won't be.
You got stuff? Yeah? Oh, all right.
Yeah, I got stuff going on, Joe. It's it's important. Campaign season.
We watch what Congress usually does, and I figure you had a lot of free time. No, I'm kidding. Congressman, thanks. Good to have you on. Thank you. All right.